Hello everyone and welcome to the 20 hour. Hello everyone and welcome to the 24th episode of the Podplay podcast. I am Dread.
And I am Gary.
Sorry. Alright. So before we get on with our topic for tonight, I want to ask you and anybody watching, what was your favorite match on WWE Payback? What do you think? Like, I guess you could say, what is match of the night? What did you enjoy?
I really enjoyed the Roman Reigns and AJ Styles match.
You think that was match of the night?
I think that was match of the night. There's only one thing, though, that I get a little upset about with these matches. When Steph came back out and made it a no DQ, when AJ was pinning him and he put his foot on the rope, ropes don't apply a no DQ. Even with the count, it doesn't count.
They do when you want them to. So, I agree and disagree. I agree that the match itself was the match of the night, and it was very interesting. Like the two fake outs, I guess you can say, that we got with the count out and the DQ. I did not like that. I thought that added like an interesting element to it. But while I thought that was match of the night, I thought Kevin Owens had the performance of the night. Because first of all, he's friends with Enzo, and Enzo had just gotten hurt, and you could see he was shaken up when he came out. And he had an awesome match with Zayn, and then stood out for the next match to do commentary. I mean, this guy's gonna be a monster star in this business if they let him, and I think WWE likes him. I get that feeling, at least.
He's so far. I feel like Kevin Owens so far is the only NXT wrestler to make it really big right now, because everyone else is kind of like falling flat on their face.
Yeah, I mean, but we've had guys like Rollins and Reigns. They are NXT guys, but I know what you mean. Like the new NXT.
The newer NXT guys.
Yeah, I got you. But anyway, we're gonna move on with the topic of the day, and while we're on the subject of Payback, Enzo Amore had a really nasty injury.
Yes, he did.
I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm sure you did. The good news is, this is old news by now. I mean, concussions are not good, but the good news is it was only a concussion. I mean, it looked really bad, but concussions are dangerous. Hopefully, he hasn't had multiple ones, and if he hasn't, he should be okay. But it's better if they play it safe and kind of like
you know, WWE's wellness policy and stuff like that. They're definitely gonna treat it really big and stuff like that, especially since he's like now like becoming like a top performer with the WWE as a tag team with him and Cass. Like they got shot up on that tag team scale really fast.
Yep. So we wish him well, fast recoveries, but he needs to take his time. I know he just got called up, so I know he wants to rush back. His mental health and physical health, everything is more important. So, and I know WWE, like especially with all the NFL stuff going on, WWE's not gonna rush someone back with a concussion.
No, not at all.
I mean, Corey Graves retired because of concussions, right?
He did, and look at the long list of Tommy Dreamer with all his concussions.
Yeah, so they'll handle him right.
Oh yeah.
Another topic I want to discuss very, very briefly is how many elbows.
This man does a bajillion elbows.
Another topic I want to discuss is a possible brand split. Now, I don't want to get too deep into it because it doesn't look like it's happening right now, but it looks like it could be heading down that road.
And you know, I can see it heading down that road for the near future and stuff like that, even with Shane still being there, because I feel like the brand split will work perfectly well, and it works all the way till Survivor Series when you want to bring the brand back together. Now,
two quick things I want to mention. If there's a brand split, do you believe it'll be Stephanie and Shane?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. And then the other thing is, in my opinion, I'm both for and against the brand split. The way I would like the brand split to happen is not a 100% like exclusive brand split. What I'd like to see is the champions move from brand to brand. The champions will be on both shows. And I'd like to see like rivalries here and there between shows. You know?
I did enjoy your theory about that, like the champions being on both shows. I do agree upon that. But also, what I would like to see too is when you do stuff like that, like say for the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title, what you can do is have a #1 contender from both brands, and you can have triple threat matches if need be.
Yeah, but you don't want to always do that.
No.
Stale, but like, yeah, I got you.
But you can have #1 contenders from each side. So, like, say Kevin Owens becomes the Intercontinental Champion, you have Sammy as a #1 contender on Raw, and then you have like Cesaro, the #1 contender on SmackDown, and he would have to battle both guys. Like that would be interesting because that's a lot of work for Kevin to be on, but he'll put up the matches with Cesaro and with Sami Zayn.
One other thing that they have to do, and this is pretty much my last point before we move on, is that they have to make... Oh, this goes into my next question. The second brand, do you think it will be SmackDown, or do you think Raw and SmackDown will be a brand and NXT will be a brand?
I think it'll be Raw and SmackDown.
You think it'll go back to Raw and SmackDown?
If you really want SmackDown to be the second flagship show, you would have to do it. So
this leads into my next point. SmackDown has to be live.
Yes.
For it to work.
Yes, that is true. Because even though we want NXT to be the next flagship show, it can't because they do tapings.
Yeah,
and they're always so far behind. Yeah,
tapings just don't work, and especially when you can just read online. You could read what happens in SmackDown on Tuesday.
You can, and then
so it's like that show
for
has
NXT,
less impact.
we're literally like months in advance.
Yeah. So anyway, that said, we'll continue to talk about this topic as things heat up.
Time progresses.
Yeah, because right now there's no brand split. Right now, Shane and Stephanie are sharing Raw. And nobody cares about SmackDown. So that's how it goes. But anyway, the main topic we want to talk about tonight is WWE firings that have happened this week.
A lot of people went.
Yeah, so
it was a fire sale.
WWE has released quite a few people, and we're going to talk about it very briefly. I'll name a person, and you tell me how you feel about the release, what you think about it. Do you think it was justified? Do you think it was not justified? So, the first firing is Damian Sandow.
It sucks. I really like Sandow. And him winning Money in the Bank, I thought that was going to be the future for him. I thought he was going to be the next big thing for the WWE. And great mic skills, great in-ring abilities. The man had the tools to become great. I just don't know what happened on the way there.
This is the release that I think WWE got wrong.
Yeah.
Of all of them. Because anything the WWE asked him to do, he did, and he did well. The Mizdow thing it could have been so stupid, but he did it well.
He did. And even all the other little things that he used to go out and do, like the whole Cleveland bit, the whole George Washington bit, the whole anything, he made a character, brought it to life, and worked it very well.
Yeah, so it sucks. If anybody on the list of WWE releases is gonna have success in the indies, it's gonna be this guy, Sandow.
He will.
He's gonna be huge in shows like Japan, Ring of Honor, things like that. He's gonna be. He's a guy I can see getting huge in those promotions and then coming back to the WWE.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll move on to the next one, Wade Barrett. We saw this coming.
We saw it coming. We knew that this was going to happen.
So not a surprise.
There was rumors saying that he was unhappy with his position in the WWE. And the rumor is he's going to be going to New Japan, becoming the leader of the Bullet Club.
Leader? Is that the rumor?
That's the rumor.
We'll see about that. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't really doing anything interesting. Another one that WWE could have done more with, but they didn't. They tried, at least with Barrett.
He was the leader of the Nexus. He was the leader of the Core.
He just wasn't interesting enough in the way that they used him. Maybe they were using him incorrectly. That could have been the case. I honestly don't know. But he's another guy that, of everybody on this list, I can see him making a name for himself.
That Bad News Barrett worked.
It did.
I guess that just didn't last long enough.
Well, And then the next name on this list is Santino Marella, who I didn't even know was still signed by the WWE.
Yeah, we all knew he retired because of his injuries and stuff like that. But again, Santino, he could have been somebody they use as an ambassador. He could have done all the charity work for the WWE and stuff like that.
I think he'll be back in like a...
But I feel like with Santino, a lot of people forget who he was because he hasn't had much TV time. So when you kind of see him, we're like, who's that guy and stuff like that. He worked for WWE. Was he a writer? You don't know. But
you know.
We know him, but
I mean,
like some of the newer generation people don't know him.
You have to be very young to not know Santino because it wasn't that long ago that he's been around.
He's been around for a while, I'll say, but
next person, same story. Hornswoggle. Didn't even know he was still around.
That's true. Well, I kind of want to put Hornswoggle and El Torito together in this list because I know they're both there.
Because they're both small.
But the thing is, I like wrestling as much as the next guy and everything, and I understand why they were there. They were the entertaining aspect of the thing. Like, kids can relate to them because I'm assuming they're small in stature like them. But let me tell you something about those two dudes. I'm assuming they took the biggest bumps out of everyone because they are so small, and you have people like Ryback who can just toss them around like rag dolls. Like, they took some huge bumps, and I tip my hat off to these two guys, and I hope they do something. In El Torito's
case, I think it's more of they're going a different direction. Los Matadores aren't around anymore. We're going.
That's the only way they worked with El Torito.
Yeah, the Colones are themselves.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, Los Matadores, I thought that was kind of a dumb gimmick from the get-go. But I do like what the Colones are doing right now with their new gimmicks.
I like it and I don't like it at the same time. I don't think this is going to get them anywhere.
I feel like if you bring back Carlito, it can't.
Definitely.
If they can get a manager with Carlito, it can work.
Definitely. So the next name on the list is Alex Riley, who...
That shocked me, to be quite honest with you.
You know what's funny? They released him, but this coming Wednesday, he's going to be facing Nakamura. I don't know if you knew that. They announced it on...
Watch on NXT.
They announced it this week in NXT, so apparently Alex Riley's last match is against Nakamura. Which is a good way to go, I guess.
Yeah. That's why it surprised me, because I thought he was getting somewhat of a push in NXT.
Alex Riley is an interesting person because if you look at him on NXT, he looks very old.
He does.
I don't know what happened.
Like
I don't know his age. Maybe he is an older.
But he was
like he's not Ric Flair old.
No.
Don't get me wrong, but he looks older. Like he's aged.
The thing is, when he started with the WWE, he looked younger than The Miz. Now he looks older than The Miz.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from that.
It's weird, but I will always know him as the dude with the great theme song.
A-Rai? Knew him as A-Rai.
A-Rai. Next on the list is Cameron, who was a Funkadactyl. Saw that coming.
Interesting, because she did move down to the NXT to try to rebuild her character and try to get better in-ring abilities and stuff like that. I guess it just didn't really work out for her, which, I mean, kind of sucks, but I'm sure she'll get work down in the indies somewhere. Especially when you have the title WWE behind you.
Should do something, but yeah, I don't think she's, especially with the whole revolution, women's revolution that we're having right now, there's not really a place for her. And we'll probably see some other women go probably soon, because we're kind of phasing out of that just like 100% entertainment for women. They're actually
becoming great wrestlers,
becoming very good wrestlers now. So if you can't hang in the ring, there's not much of a place for you anymore. So
you get at home.
And then the last on the list is Zeb Coulter.
Zeb was old. Don't get me wrong, his We the People gimmick worked very well with Jack Swagger, and
I did like
every single time he came out with the mic, you knew he was going to say something outlandish, and you knew you were going to laugh. Well, me personally, I knew I was going to laugh.
Yeah, without Swagger there, there's nothing for him right now. They could easily bring him back anytime.
Also, I don't know how his health was, like, because last time I seen him, he was coming out in the wheelchair and stuff like that. Like, is he okay? Can he walk?
I want to say that was just for the gimmick, to be that annoying old guy. Because even though he was a face at the end, he was a very good heel. Very good heel manager.
Best heel. I would say he was one of the best heel managers I've seen.
Yeah, he was very good. So, I mean, if they ever need him again, I don't think they'll hesitate.
I'm sure he can be as a,
unless it could be another issue that we don't know of. Like maybe he got in trouble in some way. I don't know, but assuming that he didn't, I could see them bringing him back.
Oh yeah, they could bring him back for a lot of things.
So, yeah. So those are the WWE releasings, and there were a lot of surprise names there.
Yeah.
Number one, I mean, I don't know if it's really a surprise, but a disappointment was definitely Sandow for me.
I agree. That's one of my bigger ones. And actually a shock for me would also be Alex Riley because, like I said, I thought he was going to get a push in NXT, maybe do some more things.
I honestly didn't see him getting a push.
I just
thought him
staying in NXT, but like at least doing some more things, give his character more credibility because he was just always kind of silent. He never really spoke.
Well, I want to end this saying, I hope Sandow becomes a huge star in Ring of Honor, Japan, wherever he decides to go. I hope he becomes a huge star because this is a guy that the WWE missed.
If he goes to Lucha, would you watch Lucha?
Maybe. But that's going to be an episode for us. A little bit of a shorter episode, but...
Oh, we got Gary's rumor mill real quickly.
Oh, you do have a rumor?
I do have a rumor.
All right, you got to hit us with that theme song.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. Gary's rumor mill.
Nice. Okay.
All right. And today what we got is when WWE was on their European tour, I read that Ryback was talking about his contract, and he was trying to negotiate to get a different contract. And when they gave him the new numbers, he was not happy with his new numbers. So Vince told him to pack it up, go home, like chill out a little bit, think about it and stuff like that. He didn't do that. He stayed with the European tour and stuff like that and worked his shift or whatever. But they have not talked about his contract yet, about renegotiating. And his contract ends in the summer. So if he does not renew his contract and does not accept the numbers that WWE is going to give, that's another one that's going to be out the door.
Interesting. I'm not a Ryback fan, to be honest. I don't know.
You don't know how you feel about that?
I mean, if he's negotiating for a raise, I mean, he hasn't shown me anything deserving of a raise, as in like performance-wise. In the ring, he's not very good.
In the ring, him and Kalisto actually have been having good matches with each other. I mean, some people don't...
And it's more Kalisto.
Well, Kalisto makes a lot of people look good. But Kalisto almost botched a move at this last Payback pay-per-view. And Ryback had to run over and catch him to make the move not look so bad. Like, he almost botched it real bad. And Ryback just caught him and turned it into a different move in his favor. But Kalisto would have landed on his head if Ryback didn't catch him.
Well...
But, again, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Ryback. Like you said, he's different. I hear he hits hard, and I don't know if you noticed this, but did you see him mock CM Punk at Payback?
No.
Oh, when he came out, I don't know if you were paying attention. He came out and he got down on one knee and put his finger down and like did whatever, and then he looked at his wrist and he yelled, "It's clobbering time." Remember, they were in Chicago.
I know. He's not someone that should be mocking CM Punk. He's someone that should be trying to improve. But we'll end on that.
Again,
we'll
see.
The WWE releasings, sad news. Enzo, sad news. But good news is he seems like he's going to be okay. And that's all we can hope for.
And maybe we still have a Bullet Club picture coming out. We're still hoping on that.
We'll see about that. So, hope you enjoyed. It was a little bit of a shorter episode. And hopefully we'll get to you next week.
Sure we will.
With episode 25. So thanks for watching. You can like the video. You can subscribe to the channel if you'd like. And we'll see you in the next one.
Have a good night.